Purchase your tracks today. Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is TL, and you are now on the front line. Stereo podcast. Yes, it is still a podcast, people. If you are looking for the news, this is not it. This is couch conversation with me and my friends. I got an interesting one for y'all today. Y'all got to stick with me. I got a new face to bring to the stage. I have a new face to bring to the stage. Y'all just roll with me as I get us going. Because today we're going to talk about the black contract with America. Ice Cube shit. You know what I'm talking about. An overwhelming majority of black America has been fairly confused. They are confusing strength with power. They're confusing loudness with power. Celebrity with power. And we just can't get behind everybody, y'all. Even when the intentions are good. Even when their intentions are good. People are trying to rewrite history right now. Opinions and movements are being hijacked so they can jockey for the new named savior. Hey, if you have not seen the title to this show and you are just now joining us, we talking about the black agenda and reparations. We talking Ice Cube, Cardi B, D.L. Hughley, and many other celebrity influences. That's what we're going to hit today, y'all. And I have, like I said, I got new faces with me today. I have a new guest host. I have a person who has ran her own beauty network. I have a person, an entrepreneur, who's going to bring us just a lot of female energy, a lot of strong female energy. I want y'all to give a warm Frontline Stereo podcast. Welcome, everybody. Please welcome to the Frontline Stereo podcast, Miss Taisha Vassar-Pflum.
How y'all doing out there? Thank you for inviting me to the show, too.
Invite to the show is here. I hope you stick around with me.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. It's a big opportunity, and to be able to represent the female population is a real big deal. So something I don't take lightly.
That's what's up, man. Look, I got female energy in the room. And you know, on this show, we just stay black, blackety black. Hey, man, look, we're Vassar, we talking reparations and this contract with Black America. Ice Cube has been gallivanting around. He's talking to everybody. And what I hope to educate our group on today, our listeners on today, is we can't back everybody, every celebrity. I mean, this is what I consider pandering. Is this pandering to you to see all these celebrities come in from, I mean, like we've seen, what's her name? Cardi B go talk to, as I call him, Joey B these days. Cardi B talks to Joey B. Joey B is talking, Ice Cube is going and saying, hey, I talk to you guys, but if Trump will listen to me, I'll talk to him too. I mean, we're just getting such an influx of people who are just talking to all these entertainers and celebrities. And I just want to break down this contract with Black America because I got a problem with it. And I want to show people why we shouldn't always trust our celebrities. What do you think about this stuff?
Well, my opinion is, I understand what you're talking about because it's about relevance. It's about staying relevant, being relevant, but you have to look at the core of who someone is, no matter if it's a celebrity, politician, one of your buddies off the block. You know what I mean? You have to look at what their motive is and their intent, and not just, searching for the fame, which somebody like Ice Cube, somebody like Cardi, they're already famous. But in order for you to keep your position, you have to do certain things. So we understand that being, in the media game.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. Mm-hmm. I really do. I really get that. But I don't want Ice Cube telling me what the Black agenda is today. I'm just.
I mean, he is black though. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we got so many politicians. We got senators. We got black senators. I mean, not a
Mhm.
lot. We have 3 black senators. We have multiple congressmen and women, and we have tons of educators and excellent minds who have studied this so many times before. And that alone is bringing me to my first question of the show. Have you read or lightly viewed any Black agenda? I want to know if the listeners have actually read or viewed any Black agenda they could see. I mean, I'm going to pull up the contract today. We're going to talk about it. We're going
Pull it up. Go on, pull it up.
to look.
We need backup. We need evidence.
You want evidence? She won't back up. She won't.
I need evidence. I need some backup.
Of course, we're on the fly. We're gonna have issues already with my screen, but we know we're doing this real time. We'll get it together. Hold on, here we go.
Okay.
Boom. Contract with America. There it is.
There you go. Mic drop.
It's about to give me all type of problems today, but like I said, we doing this on the fly, and we're gonna work through it. Give me a second. My display is just going crazy right now. I don't know why.
Take your time now. It might be time for a smoke break for some of our listeners, or fill up that cup. You know what I mean?
You're a whole mess. Give me 1 second. I gotta get it back now. I was like, oh my gosh, what is it doing today? But yeah, I want to. I mean, have you? While I get this together, have you actually read some of the contract with Black America or any other Black agenda on reparations? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Is it something that piqued your interest in this contract as I try to get this screen together?
Yes. So just reviewing the contract that Ice Cube created to go before either the Democrats or the Republican Party to help facilitate change in our community. I thought it was a good idea because something needs to be done. And taking a look at it, how it literally spoke to systematically how we've been left out of the equation when it comes to economics and education. And that's something that has systematically kept us down, historically. So in order for us to go forward and to go forward in confidence, knowing that we do have some sort of ally would make us feel better. I feel, a person, it doesn't necessarily have to be Ice Cube, but somebody who is passionate about our agenda as a whole and not, self-seeking, something that'll just benefit them directly. So anybody that comes forward and stands up for us as a whole, I think is a good thing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look, I'm having the highest level of technical difficulties I've ever experienced. It
don't want to be a friend today, man. Anytime we got something to do with us, it got to be a hold on it,
Look, I don't know what's going on today. Y'all, you just bear with me. Well, look, I'm gonna talk about this contract. Unfortunately, I can't show it, but I can talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
This contract it started off as a 1-pager, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. Ice Cube is not the repertoire. Oh my goodness, it's just going nuts. It's gonna give me everything in the world, so I'm gonna just unplug.
Sound like musical chairs. I know.
Unplug the monitor, and we're gonna drop that right now. But this whole deal in regards to he's not a educator. He's an entertainer, but he took it upon himself. I don't know why he took it upon himself, but okay. Ice Cube took it upon himself to sit down and write this 1-page contract. And in this 1-page contract, he includes what it's going to take for representation. He's going to take lending reform. He's going to go through lending reform. And quite frankly, the contract has come a long way because he wrote this 1-page contract. Mm-hmm. Now, he has a whole website with the contract up, and finally, he has a professor to look over this 1-page contract. He did say it was going to grow. Derek Hamilton, professor and executive director of the Kirwan Institute in Ohio, has looked over this contract amongst other great minds.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem that I have with this contract, which is why, again, I almost feel like it's pandering, because he puts things in there like entertainment reform.
Mm-hmm.
He wants mandatory funding of black studios. I'm sorry, Ice Cube, but you got your own damn money. Is it just, y'all can fund your own damn studios? What does that have to do with the wealth gap?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with helping black people? If we get more Hollywood studios, be the next. You got a 3-on-3 NBA or mini NBA. So be the next Tyler Perry and have your own studio. You made Friday. We watched it. We're gonna support you. Why? How can we take you seriously? And tell me if it's just me. Ish, tell me if it's just me. How can I take this seriously if this guy puts in Hollywood reform and we need you to fund black studios? Let Black Hollywood fund black studios.
You got a point there. You got a point, because it does distract away from the collective agenda. All of us aren't interested in Hollywood. You know what I mean? So when you're talking about schools, when you're talking about economics, when you're talking about housing, those are like the main things, the core of what's keeping us, kind of at this level, and we want to surpass it. So Hollywood is just another thing that, I mean, it's almost like dessert. Like, you want it, but do you really need it? You know what I'm saying?
We don't need
the cake, but animation eat the cake. You know what I'm saying?
we don't need no. We got a gap so wide in when it comes to wealth. We're not even not only are we not leading in earning wealth, we're not even at. I mean, we're the bottom. Black people are at the bottom of earners and wealth building.
Mm-hmm.
Indian Americans or Indian transplants have come to America, and they've passed the white people here. They're earning more than anybody in any ethnic group, and they just got here. Asians are earning just about more than any ethnic group, and they just got here.
And they have a bigger population too. Mm-hmm.
And Hispanics, they've even passed us. And here it is. They're not even on the docket as registered civilians. I mean, like, how can I take this seriously? And this is why I say this is a distraction. There are other organizations out there who have presented a black agenda. Have you heard of ADOS? Have you heard of ADOS, American Descendant of Slaves?
Yes.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you out there in Atlanta. I know you've heard of Yvette Carter.
Yeah, so I'm between Atlanta and Chicago, and Chicago is definitely a political city. So, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Tell me, I mean, because when I look at some of the information in the contract with Black America, I'm watching people copy some of ADOS's language, and I just don't know. Like, instead of distracting from the true movement in ADOS, why not be Ice Cube and say, hey, this is what I'm going to support. Yeah, I'm trying this again. I want to see if we can get this contract up.
Well, I'll comment while you work on that. One thing I can say is, listening to him in his interview, is that he did implicate that if it was any organizations that were focused on the Black agenda, changing conditions of our people going forward, that would be interested in joining with him, he would align with them. And he said he's consulted with some of the mayors across the cities that are predominantly African American to be included with it as well. So I foresee, if that's the case, I mean, that's the tone that he's setting, then this is an opportunity for collaboration. And I think that at that point, people probably would take it more seriously. We just need someone to be at the forefront. And this is a period of time where we're lacking leadership. So to have people step up to the plate who have been in the trenches, have been fighting for our rights as a whole, if they have a cohesiveness, that's something that'll benefit us long term. We have to start thinking more united.
I hear that. That's what I'm talking about.
And that's my sermon for the day. You know what I mean?
That's look here, man. Look at this is what I got. I don't know if I'm gonna be. Let's see what I got. I mean, they continuously call the ADOS team a controversial group that continues to stir up Black America, and I just don't see them as a controversial group. Look at it. I got it up. It's working now.
It's a hot mess, man. It's a hot mess. I mean, anything that has to do with us, like the BLM movement, it's been called, a terrorist movement. I mean, they come up with all these terms. Anything like if it's us celebrating each other, then that's reverse racism, or like they always trying to put us in some box when it comes to us moving forward, which I feel is a tactic to keep us distracted from the real goal.
Don't tell me you bought into this BLM movement.
No, I didn't. So what I'm saying is the fact that no, it's attached to us. I'm not saying it's us. You know what I mean? Like, because when I read the fine print, I found out it was something else. You know what I mean? But I'm don't kill the messenger. Because there's a lot of people that support the movement, but it has something to do with like a homophobic agenda or something like that. Like I was reading about it and I was like, what? So I ain't want no parts of that. Like the death of the Black against people who are that way. Like I got love for you. Not saying that, just I ain't that I thought it had something to do with building up our communities and fighting systematic oppression. So when that part showed up, I was like, wait, what's this? So I don't know. Yeah.
I completely thought it was the death of Black men. I was like, I can no longer support it. I don't even say Black Lives Matter anymore. I say movement for Black lives, because that's the only way we can go about talking about something that is not a her story. And I mean, like that, the whole foundation of Black Lives Matter was built on the backs of slain and dead men that were slain by officers. And you talk about Ahmaud Arbery, you talk about George Floyd, and then you get on your website and talk about her story, and you take 0.8% of the population in a transgender queer group that is only 0.8% of Black America. That's not a movement for Black lives. If Black lives go to Flint, Michigan, and put men at back at the forefront, if that's what you built it off of. That's just TL's take. But I want to move past this whole contract, because we talked about agendas a little bit, and you said you understand the ADOS agenda. My new question is, if the candidates for president were to implement any part of the Black agenda, would they have your vote?
Mine?
Yeah, listen. If everybody who watches TL know what I'm doing, I do a down ballot. I will not support either of these racist men, and that's just how I roll.
I'm so happy you brought that up, because I've been asked this question over and over again, and I get it. Our people fought for us to have the ability to vote. That's why I've done it in the past. I wanted to participate and have a voice and, stand up. But I'm telling you, man, just doing the research and just looking at the way it's going, it wasn't looking too good this time. Like I clearly landed from it. You know what I mean? So that was my perspective. And I didn't have a strong, I'm pro red or pro blue, or, you know what I mean? Like I just was like, I don't know this time. Honestly, yeah.
I've said so many times, Black people are really purple, and I said what that means
is we trying to get green though. Look, you get some green, you can do some things. You know what I'm saying?
That's why we
green, it ain't gonna work out. You know what I mean?
This is what I'm saying. We're financially or fiscally liberal. So yeah, we kind of agree on the stuff that Democrats say, because they giving the money away, or they give programs that partially give money away. But morally, we're aligned more conservatively, which means conservative values fall on the Republican side. No, we don't necessarily believe in in abortions or full term abortions, or no, we don't necessarily believe. I mean, we have very strong Christian values. And if you really do have strong Christian values, that's the way you should align. Republican shouldn't be a taboo at all, because this is where the Republican Party was started by black men. The Democratic Party was
that. Now that's the truth. That's the truth. That's history. Yeah.
So we don't know where we really should be purple. And quite frankly, here, I'll answer the question. If anyone, I don't care which one of them implement a black agenda, whoever said they're going to implement it and we can hold them accountable to it, got my vote. And that's how
I'm saying. Right.
Because I've always stated that, yes, you said it. You said it. You said people have always told us our ancestors died for the right to vote. But guess what? Died for. They died for our right to vote, and that right to vote was something that they were voting on. That's what they died for. We don't have anything on the ticket to vote for. So I don't even know why people keep saying that. I can't stand when people talk about the lesser of two evils, and I can't stand when they come up and talk about how we have something that, you know, we don't have. We're voting for our life. No, we're not voting for our life. There's nothing on there that even talks about us. No.
Absolutely.
So you said you falling flat, period. I
had a flat line on this one. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was just, it was too much sketchiness going on. I'm saying to myself, now when I feel strong about a candidate, it's a complete yes or no. And I said nobody is perfect, and you want to err more on the side, obviously, that people are going to take your class or your group or ethnic group into consideration. And I feel that collectively, whether Democrat or Republican, they make collective decisions. The whole illusion of division I feel like it's a smoke signal. It's an illusion. They work together at the end of the day. So, so you feel how you're going to feel about it, but they all in the same game, man. You know what I'm saying?
Look, I'd like to thank you for joining me on the Frontline Stereo podcast today. I know we will have plenty more interactions. I'm hoping that these good people get to see you on a regular basis, and
thank you.
We can just bring that wonderful female energy. Stick with me behind stage. Don't leave me yet.
Okay, absolutely.
Don't leave me yet. I want to get us going. Do you have anything to say to the listeners before we close out the show today?
Yeah, just thank you guys for tuning in. I want to thank you for bringing me on the front lines today and, consulting with the female perspective, which is needed, I feel, not only in politics, but in all aspects of life. So thank you again. And I'm looking forward to the next show. Thank you.
That's what's up, man. Look, y'all know how I like to do it. Tease take. This is where I start to close out the show. I just want to say, quite frankly, we can't continue to be over entertained and undereducated. We also can't continue to go back and forth with each other about a person. We have to become smart enough to look at policy and let that be our meeting ground. Policy has to be our meeting ground. I don't know if there's a way to be, if there's a way we can become savvy, but to continue down the road of the lesser of two evils and not realize having something to vote for over someone is more important, because as a community, we are, I said it, fiscally liberal and morally conservative. Socialist when we want money from the Social Security, and capitalist, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And we're capitalists when we get in the money game. So we are purple as a people, and until that is realized, we're just overthinking, over talking each other, and instead of sitting down and agreeing to disagree, but yet moving towards a common goal, we're not doing anything. I'd like to thank you guys for joining us, and as I like to say, you can now back up off the front line. All right, Shorty. How'd you feel?
Oh, it was good. It was good. I think I could have been more prepped when it came to like the topic, and I didn't know if you wanted me to be like the light or the comedy or just like the aggressive, because you come with that passion. I feel like if you watching a show and then you have somebody to balance out that energy, it can make it more entertaining.